Hello, my name is Isaiah Nuno. I'm a Navien technician. Today we're going to be doing a NCB flow sensor replacement. The only tools necessary for today will be one Phillips screwdriver. In order to replace the flow sensor, we're going to need to isolate the unit from the plumbing application or your plumbing system. So if you have valves on all your inlets and outlets on your system, go ahead and close those now. Now if you don't have valves on your system, you're going to have to go to your main, close off your main, and you have to drain the entire house. Because what we're going to be doing today, we'll be opening up your plumbing system, and if you're under city pressure, you're going to make a huge mess. So your one screwdriver, keep in mind there will be some water spilling and some stuff, so keep some shop towels and possibly a bucket available if you have one. So I've already taken the liberty to remove the screws. Now that we've removed the cover off our unit, what we got to do to access the flow sensor, which is back there, we need to get rid of our front panel and our computer board. Well, there is no screws for your front panel. It's just a clip down here that you're going to press. That'll pop up and your front panel will come off. So you have two options here. One, you could either leave it hanging, or two, you could just unplug it and move it aside. I would prefer unplugging it because I don't want to scratch it up. So, I mean, either way, whatever you feel more comfortable with. So next we're left with our computer board. So there's only 3 screws holding on our computer board. You take care of those with your Phillips screwdriver. You're going to pivot your board forward. Now there's some hinges on the back of your computer board that will lock into these 2 brackets. So go ahead and clip that on there, and now your computer board's out of the way. So we've effectively removed our front panel and we've gotten our computer board out of the way. So the next step will be to remove the electrical for our flow sensor. There's 2 cables going to your flow sensor, and one, get some of the wires out of the way, is going to be this terminal here. Now this is a printed circuit board, so all the writing is on your board. You can actually read what it says in the fine print. So right here in front of this terminal on this side, it says flow sensor. So we're going to simply unplug that. And if you read it, it says flow sensor, so we know that we've unplugged the proper cable. Okay, and this is your flow sensor wire. We got that off. Now the other cable that we got to unplug, it's kind of far back here. I don't know if you can see with the camera or not, but it's labeled domestic hot water inlet, and that's for your thermistor. So it's a blue wire. We're going to unclip that. So I'm going to pull that up here so you can see it, domestic hot water inlet. So now we got that out of the way. So we've completely removed all the electrical out of our system. So the following step is what we're going to do is, there's one clip right here that connects your flow sensor to your flat plate heat exchanger. So we're going to get that removed. Once we get that removed, there's 2 screws underneath the cabinet that screw in your flow sensor to the cabinet. Once we get those off, we're going to pop off your flow sensor, pop in the new one, reconnect your 2 clips, put in your 2 screws, and reverse the process and get this completed. So I'm going to go ahead and get started by removing this clip here. Let's see if I can do it without. So you got your clip off the clip that's connecting your flow sensor to your flat plate heat exchanger has been removed. Now I'm going to go ahead and take off your 2 screws that hold your flow sensor into the cabinet. That should do it for our 2 screws. It's going to go ahead and set these aside, not mix them in with the rest of our screws, and our flow sensor should just slightly pull up on it and pop it right out. Give me 1 second. And it came right out. Go ahead and put your old flow sensor aside. Bring in our new flow sensor. Now I'm going to do a physical inspection on this flow sensor, make sure there's no shipping damage whatsoever. Whenever you get a product, the O-rings are they're already provided for you. So just do a physical inspection on your O-rings. Make sure there's no leaks, cracks, tears, pinches, anything of that nature. So it looks like we got a good flow sensor here. Everything's working fine. So let's go ahead and start reinstalling this. So what we're going to do is first slide it into the flat plate heat exchanger and then right into the water inlet. So it sat right in there. So now all we have to do to complete this, let's go ahead and put our clip back in. And our clip went in just right. So our clip's in there. We got 2 more screws on the bottom of the unit. Now it's our self-tapping stainless steel screws, the ones that we removed. Let me go ahead and screw these in there. Okay, and now that we've properly installed our flow sensor, we're going to have to reconnect all the electrical on it. So you only have 2 cables. One is your domestic hot water inlet, which is your blue connector for the inlet thermistor. It's going to plug right in there. So that is reestablished. And the last one is, so it's a long cable, goes all the way to the front of your computer board again. Your flow sensor is going to plug into where it says flow sensor. So that's plugged in. So at this point, we've completely installed our flow sensor. All we got left is just to go ahead and put our PCB back in its place, the front panel in front of it, and put the cover on. So we go ahead and start getting this lined up here. You got 3 screws for our computer board. So they're all tight. Now we got our front panel. Front panel has 1 cable, plugs right into it. It just goes right down the side. And your front panel just clips on. Just make sure I get that properly in there. I wouldn't want to lose my front panel. And our front panel's clipped in. So, flow sensor's been replaced. Our computer board is back in its place. Our front panel's back in its place. Finally, what we're going to go ahead and do is reestablish water, reestablish gas. Before we plug anything in, we're going to pressurize the system again. We want to make sure that we have no leaks, so we're going to run this. We're just going to allow it to go up to city pressure, monitor it. If you have any problems, you have to repeat the process, check the O-rings, check what you have, but we really shouldn't have any problems. Once we know that it's holding city pressure, you're going to turn it on, run it for a couple minutes, working fine, put your cover back on, and the unit's operational, ready to go.